I'm back, everybody. Finally. It took us something like 2 years. No, 3 years. My God. So I think that there were something like a little COVID thing. I don't know if you've heard about that, but we are so happy to be with you all again. So thank you all for coming, buying ticket. That's the first thank you that we have. Of course, for all the amazing sponsors that we have, and we really need you to go there and make them super happy because they are the one that give you the breakfast, the food, the venue, and so on. I have no money on my pocket to give you around that. They do. So thanks to them, and I hope that they will enjoy that really much. And we are really happy, and the guy behind that it's definitely not me. I'm doing nothing. I'm just speaking, and sometimes I'm taking decision. But there is a whole team, all the people with staff that you see on your screen right now. I want a round of applause for them because those are the ones that are making that possible. And of course, all the volunteers that help us during that way to make that possible. So, French Touch remain in numbers, 25 sponsors, 6 rooms, 4 different tracks. We got 40 sessions during the day. We got 3 keynotes with amazing keynote speaker. And one of those gonna start very, very soon now, and she's stressed about it. Are you? No, you're not. You got 2 panels upstairs. The keynote room could be full very easily, so remember that at noon, and remember that at the ending keynote there is an overflow room there. We got 60 speakers. Thanks a lot to the speakers that are making that possible also. And you're gonna be 500. We sell 500 tickets, so you're gonna be 500 at the end of the day. So before we start, we need you to do a little something. So first, please, not the Wi-Fi name, be connected. You may need that. So it's clean data dreaming and demand tools free. It's written everywhere. It's on the little paper leaflet that you may have on your bag. So use that. Please install the Wova app because we need to ask you things and get your answer to make that any better and to vote. There is many places, and you will be able to win crazy things as well. And follow us on Twitter, of course. FT Dreaming, share FTD22 hashtag as soon as you want to let people know that you are in Paris having a great time. Oh, okay. And you can win a lot of things. So we will have a count. At the end of this quick thing, very quick one. So you can win crazy prizes. You'll be surprised about that. We're gonna give them away at the end, at the ending keynote. On the Wova, you have a lot of contests, taking pictures and being the one that post a lot, etc. And you have the swag hunt. So swag hunt, at the back of that, you have all those this grid where you can have stamps for the sponsor. Each stamp gives you a point. And with points, you can have plush. Yes. All the plush that you can imagine, you will be able to buy them using points. Of course, from Dread. Yeah. Are you excited about plush? Okay, cool. Mugs, cloudy mugs, and so on. External batteries, adapters, woody lamps, and a lot of crazy things. So please go ahead. That's going to be at the welcome desk. Next to it, you will be able to choose and buy whatever you want. So you just have to visit, collect point, and you will be able to use that as money to buy that. The agenda. So we should have started at 9. We are a little late. So we may make the break shorter, but that's the idea behind it. That's again, it's going to be on the leaflet. So the opening keynote is ending. Then you will have sessions everywhere. We have a specific architecture track as well in the frat room. You will have a contest with a demo jam and then the lunch. So we do the lunch after. Then you have a developer keynote, and at the same time you got sessions and the closing keynote. And after that, drinks. Woo! Champagne. Woo! So it's gonna be not like beer kind of thing. Okay, maybe you're gonna have beer, but it's gonna be champagne almost. So this is where we are. We are here. The rooms are distributed all around. Okay, it's pretty easy to find. Anyways, there is sign. All the people with staff can help you finding your way there. And now it's time for the count. Can you come? So it's going to be a very quick one. Everybody knows how a count works. So you will have a QR code. Just flash it. You will connect. We will ask you question. The fastest, getting the most best answers, gonna win something crazy. And I'm not kidding about that. It's really big things. It's not just like a French Touch Dreaming stickers that I don't know the guys that give that away, but they are cool as well. But that's another story. Okay, you good? Okay, are you ready? So please connect.
Hi everybody. You have a mobile application, Keynote, or with your browser, Salesforce. No, Vince. If you don't know Keynote, in the mobile application, you need to enter the PIN code. No.
30 seconds. 20 seconds.
How many people? In English, not
10
in French.
seconds. Okay, we are bringing more than 100 people. Okay, and we're good to go. Remember that we will do that many times during the day. That's a warm-up of the count.
First,
So that's why.
first question.
Be fast.
How many rooms are available to host our session?
Okay, and the right answer is
Yeah, the first answer is 6. Congratulations. Next,
Guillaume. Who's you?
Guillaume. Yes, congratulations. You are the first for the moment. How many sponsor stand will be able to find today? My English accent is terrible.
It makes everybody happy, so we are good with it.
How many sponsor stand? Quoi?
Chercher la couleur verte.
Okay, 25 was the right answer.
25, yes. Soch. Where is Soch? Yeah.
Next.
Next. How many sessions are planned today? Oh la 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 la.
C'était trop tard déjà.
Yeah. 14. Congratulations. Scott Hale. Scott, yes, congratulations. Next question. How many different tracks are available? How many? Not one. Not two. How many? Yes. 4. Yes, congratulations. The first is Chris M. How many people organize this event? Ah ouais? Mais non, mais cache. The right answer is 7. Donc, the winner is Chris. Chris? Yes. Is there a second count this afternoon? Ah. Ah, true, false. Ah. It's not me. It's my computer. It's in French. Bravo. And the winner is
So Keynote is first, it's going to win that. And SF is second, it's going to win that. And the first is going to win the throne. And it's
Ansha. Many thanks and congratulations to the winners.
Okay, we good? Please, Anne, Shah, SF, and Dokinut, please come here so we can register that. Who was the second and the first? Who is the set? Okay, cool. On va vous les donner à la fin. C'est juste pour enregistrer vos noms. So now, please, that's okay. Now I need a round of applause for our first keynote speaker, and I'm so happy to have with us today Jessica Langston. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I am so excited to be here. Hang on one second.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I'm here. What a whirlwind, too, because I feel like it was just, 2 weeks ago? We were talking about coming here, and I said, okay, I'm coming to Paris. And smart on me, I said, let me do a fresh deck. I'm going to build it all from scratch. So it's been like, I've been crunching to really kind of create something special for today. And that was because I was so excited to really be here. So before we kind of kick things off, can we just give one more round of applause to the organization team that put this on? So many hours, so much time, so much investment. It's amazing that we have such just beautiful people in this community that really care so much that they put their time away from their family. This is after hours, after their jobs, to put this in just for you. So we're so thrilled, and to be back after 3 years apart. This is really feels like kind of my first trip back. I haven't been to Europe in probably 5 years, so this is super exciting. And I also just want to send a special thank you to the sponsors. So again, give it up for the sponsors one more time. This slide took me a long time. There's a lot of sponsors. Look at that. And that is amazing, and just how they showed up to really support this community. And we really could not do any of this without our sponsors. So huge thank you to them. Okay, so we are excited to be back. I'm excited. Are you excited? Okay, quick hand, is this anybody's first French touch streaming? Wow, look at that. Amazing. Have you been here twice? 3 times? 4, right? Total? 4. Who's been to all? Amazing, amazing. Okay, I just want to get a quick pulse check of the audience, but can you believe we're back and we're back in person? I mean, after years apart, it just feels like so special to really be back here. And I've seen so many faces I haven't seen in years. And it's been really incredible just to be here. So thank you for the warm welcome. Thanks for having me. My name is Jessica Langston. I am the Senior Director of the Trailblazer Community at Salesforce. So thank you. And what that title really means is I have one of the best jobs at Salesforce because I get to work with this amazing community every day. And it is my job to really listen, support, and enable this community to do amazing things like this. So I feel pretty excited to be here. Before we kick things off, I always kind of like to give you a little insight of who I am, get to know us. It's all about getting to know people and connections today anyways. So a little bit about me. I've been at Salesforce for 9 years now. I started when I was 12, so. And this is my first time in Paris, which is just beautiful. And I can't believe just 2 weeks ago it was kind of like just an idea, and I got approved to come, and I was like, okay, it's happening. So it feels really surreal to be here. But home for me is the Bay Area. I was born and raised in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I am from Walnut Creek, California. And I live there with my partner and my 2 sons. And I love French bulldogs. Fun fact, that's my beautiful dog Olive right there. She's just the light of my life. But of course my children as well. But they're great as well. Yes, equally awesome. So my interests, kind of a fun one that I just picked up in the last year is kickboxing. So that's kind of fun. And it's just really addicting. I love it. Like I go 3 times a week and I love it. But on top of that, I love outdoors. I love activities. So snowboarding, swimming. And then I love to organize our house. I don't think my partner loves it because I often throw things out. But I love to organize a cabinet. So if you need help, let me know. And then I also am just a very creative person. I like anything that kind of gets my creative juices going. So painting, sketching, I'm kind of into oil paints right now and just kind of exploring that. So that's kind of me and what I like to do outside of work. But I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my Salesforce journey. I know why that's cutting off. Okay, here we go. So let me tell you kind of how I got to where I am today. So born and raised in the Bay Area, as I mentioned, kind of California girl. I went to state schools, and eventually I went to college. I went to Sac State, San Diego State, and I was a communications major. So I gravitated towards mass media intercultural communications, which surprisingly actually comes in handy with my job. Most people don't have a major that you actually use after school, but it kind of got me a little bit on the path. And then when I went from school, I did an internship at Sacramento County, so I worked in government, and that was fun. But it was quickly apparent it wasn't for me. It was a little slow paced. I needed something a little bit faster. So the goal was to really get back to the Bay Area. So I moved back to the Bay. I took the first marketing job that I could find. And so I kind of did a pivot from government work to doing work in a food and beverage industry. I worked for a food broker. I did food marketing, very interesting, graphic design. I did a whole lot of that. And it kind of got me on a path to marketing. And it was luckily transferable skills that I could take to get my job in tech, which was ultimately my goal. Salesforce was obviously like a well-known Bay Area brand, and it was definitely my dream job to land there. And I was just very fortunate that I just happened upon a contract role, and it was on the developer relations team at the time. And ultimately that became Team Trailhead when Trailhead launched in 2014. So really exciting time at Salesforce, just like a lot of innovation, being a part of that. Now seeing how Trailhead has really become the brand of Salesforce and how it's really been embraced, and all the characters and the hoodies. It's just been really fun to watch. But ultimately, I kind of had to follow my passion, and I was really excited about this community. And I decided to do another pivot and go from doing marketing, which felt like a pretty safe role, to doing something totally different. I wanted to do community management, which I knew nothing about. I was just like really passionate about working with this community. So I kind of convinced my manager to give me the job. There was a job, another contract role. I was a full-time, but I said, no, like hire me, I can do it. And luckily they said yes. Yes, lucky for me. And that same time, I actually had my first son, too. So it was a very kind of busy time, transitional time, learning how to become a new mom, how to juggle a job in tech, and just kind of do it all. And fortunately, when you're a community manager of one, you can have a pretty flexible schedule, and you can get pretty creative with your hours and kind of figure out how to make that work. And then what was really nice was we had two disparate community teams. So in 2017, we brought that together, and we rebranded as the Trailblazer community, which is a really exciting thing. And it was after the launch of Trailhead. The community was already really resonating with that, with the Trailblazer hoodie. So it's just a real natural fit, and like one of probably the best moves that we did there. So really fun. And kind of where I am today. Again, it's funny. I feel like I always get promoted when I'm pregnant, which is really interesting. But here I am on stage at Dreamforce, and I was like 8 months pregnant. And that was about the time I took the role as director, and I was having my second son. I remember saying, you do realize I'm going to be going on maternity leave in 1 month? And they said, we know. But they gave me the job anyways. And that was a really exciting thing, because that was really stepping out of kind of just being a manager of a small team to really running the strategy and the operations and everything that went behind it. So really fantastic, and obviously a really fun time as well, minus the pandemic. Having a baby in a pandemic is not the most fun thing, but it was also like a really big growth time for me. You know, just kind of navigating through all of that, all the changes, and throughout all of this, my support system was really this community as well. So it's just a testament to this community, because it goes both ways. Like, we support each other, and the community doesn't stop with you, it's the employees too. We are one community. So thank you to all my mentors. There's a lot of them in the audience that I see right now. Okay, so Dream and Events have a very special place in my heart. I went to my first one in Tahoe Dream in 2016. Jillian was there also. It was a very fun memory, and I was kind of hooked ever since. And, you know, it was a really special just thing. It felt like a phenomenon. These were just kind of coming up all over the world, and we were kind of watching it in awe, saying like, what is this? You know, this is amazing. And look, I've collected quite a few stamps there. I think this is like my passport, but I get to add one more. Blink. A passport would be kind of fun. Okay, well, we'll get on that. I like that idea. So I just kind of want to tell a little bit of a story of these events, because maybe you don't realize it, but this is really a part of a global movement. It's a network of these grassroots events that are put on by volunteers all over the world, and it just has sprung up organically, and it's them sharing with each other best practices. And this is like the most community thing that I could really enjoy, and to me, these are my favorite events. Don't tell Salesforce. But I know, I heard. But it's true. I don't travel all that often, but when I do for these events. So it's just really special to be here, and it's been really fun to watch this journey and to see these pop up all over the world. And if you remember back in 2018, actually Jean-Michel was on that committee. I think there was a few others in this room that worked on this. We were trying to kind of wrap our arms around what are these events. And we started with a vision and a guidelines committee, where we pulled together a lot of the organizers to talk about what are these, what's the common thread between them. And we did a lot of brainstorming, we did a lot of like word clouds, things like that, trying to pull together what these were. And ultimately, we created this shared vision, which I'll read to you. It says, The vision was to organize conferences for the community by the community that spark new connections and ideas for all. Woo! Simple, straight to the point, but I really love the spark new connections and ideas for all. And I went back through my notes from these calls, and Jean-Michel, actually, I had a note, because it said JM next to it, where he said, if each person could come away with one new connection and one new idea, we would hit our goal. So let's start with an intention for today. Let's see today as an opportunity. How long and how excited are we to be together in person? This is really a day to really focus on your goal. What are you trying to get out to today? And if I can give you an assignment to help us kind of deliver on the vision that these organizers have, I want you to really be present. I want you to take time, and if you could just do one thing for me, if you can make one new connection, if you can get one new idea, we're going to help deliver. So it's really everyone's job to kind of create this vision and bring it to life. So if you could do that for me, that would be amazing. All right, so let's get into the content. We're going to talk a little bit about why community matters. So what is community? In its simplest form, community is really a group of people that have something in common. But you all are part of a community. I would love some audience participation. What else comes to mind for you when you think about community? Just shout it out, words, word association. Shy crowd, what? Ohana. Connecting people. Family, friends from all around the globe, right? You can go anywhere and hook up with a trailblazer and you have friends. Paying it forward. Generosity is a good one. Help, yes. Anything else? What? Fun. I love fun. Who doesn't love fun? Community should not be serious. So yes, it is all those things. It's really personal too. Community is, it could be a lot of things. It could create a lot of forms. I'm sure you participate in more communities than you really realize. But ultimately, community really creates that sense of belonging, and it's a really great thing when you feel like you're part of something bigger, right? And it's not just you. So this reminds me so much of the Trailblazer community. I can't think of a better example or a more generous community than this community right here. We, as community managers at Salesforce, when we go out in the industry and talk to other community managers, you would not believe the way they talk about this community. They're fascinated by it. They want to know everything. But when we talk about Trailblazer community at Salesforce, we think of it as a global network of trailblazers, of course. And we kind of anchored on these 4 pillars. It's where you go to learn, connect, have fun, and give back. And I think it's that generosity that's that special sauce of this community. So I think what's behind that is really kind of why I came to Salesforce, right? It's a very mission-driven company. It's something you can get behind. But I think it's also why our community is so special too. Because ultimately, Salesforce values helps guide our community. And you could see that show up through a lot of different examples, right? We have trust, customer success, innovation, equality, and sustainability, which is our new one, right? So trust is a place where people can go, feel comfortable, feel that sense of a belonging, and also have a place where they can communicate openly. Customer success, helping each other. And this community is great at that. Like, leave no trailblazer behind. Everyone is helping each other, and that's fantastic. Innovation. I really see this a lot in how we work together from a company and community perspective. So part of our job is building those connections internally. So when we have feedback on a product, how do we get you to the right product manager? But ultimately, it's how is the community's voice and your feedback, because you are our most passionate users. You're in the product every day. How does that feedback go back to our product roadmaps? Equality. I think this is a really special one. And I think this community is really good about pushing the envelope there. They've been doing it since I've joined this community. It's been very apparent that this is a really core value. But making sure everyone's welcome, accessible, making it fair, making it equitable. And sustainability is a new one, but I don't think it's new to this community. I've always gotten a lot of pressure to do better, to send less swag, to do less shipments. People are very conscious about this. So it's really exciting that now we have this as a core value. because I'm starting to see it more and more. We have user groups hosting events where they're giving back and they're planting trees, and I think this will continue to grow. So I'm really excited to go see where we go with this. But it's really cool that we're going to be working on this together to drive climate action. But why is community important? So community is important for a lot of reasons. Here's a couple stats. We have a lot of stats, but I kind of thought these were interesting because it's twofold, right? Part of this is how does the community help our customers? So 93% of trailblazers who engage in the community said that it helps them discover new products and new solutions. 82% said it helps them to return their investment on Salesforce. But it's also impactful to the individual, to the trailblazers. So 73% said it helps them to build their network. Another 49% said it helped them to understand new career paths in the ecosystem. So it's pretty incredible. I mean, engaging the community is helping not only our customers, but our trailblazers themselves to find careers, to build their networks, to build their brands, and ultimately, land that next dream job or just do really well in your current job. So this all started from a very simple formula for community. First and foremost, create a diverse and inclusive community, and one that loves to connect and help others thrive. We also really have a commitment to our community. Salesforce is really committed to do authenticity, to speak our truth, to be authentic, to do real talk, right? When we sit down, we don't mince words. We will talk through the tough ones. But it's all about doing well in your jobs, but also doing good in the community. And I think this is kind of the secret sauce, really, is Salesforce puts a lot of trust in our leaders. So when we talk about leaders, these could be experts in the community. These could be people running community groups, running events like French Touch Dreamin'. But ultimately, it goes back to trust. We trust our leaders. We give them a lot of trust. And we also really listen and want to enable them. And it's not Salesforce doing the things. It's the community doing it. We're here to really help and develop and support. I always think of my role as like supporting this community. So it's your ideas. It's your innovation. We're just here to enable you. So is there any kind of newbies that feel a little bit maybe intimidated by the community, not sure what that actually means, and how do I get started? There's a brave soul in the back. I get it. It's kind of a buzzword these days. Community is kind of thrown out a lot. But what does it actually mean? How do you get connected? How do you start? So we're going to talk about 3 pillars. It's kind of the way I think of it, just to kind of make it super simple. We have our Trailblazer community online, which we did innovate in the last few years to kind of bring that experience together with Trailhead. So now you can actually learn relevant skills. You can connect with community. It's all integrated. You could be earning badges, connecting with your fellow Trailblazers, which is really great. We also have over 1,000 online collaboration groups that you can participate in. You can connect with other Trailblazers, learn new ideas, connect and share. But you can also get supported by Salesforce employees. We work very closely, hand in hand, with our CSG, no acronyms, customer success, just to make sure that questions get answered and that they're engaging in there as well. So you're getting a little bit of both. And then, of course, you can give back together. So if you're feeling a little bit generous, you want to say, like, hey, I want to give back. An easy way to do that is just share your knowledge back on the online community. Go in there, navigate to questions, find unanswered questions, and see if you can answer it yourself. And it kind of gives you that little sense of I've helped someone today. So next is community groups. So this is kind of the heart of this community, I believe. So these are our user groups. They're meeting local chapters all over the world. We have 1,400 groups around the world in 90 countries. But the most impressive stat to me is I think this is a little low. Like sometimes it's 400 meetings per month. And I'm not a mathematician, but I was kind of saying like that's like, what, 30 days in a month, about 10 days, 10 meetings a day. Is that right? Isn't that incredible? Anywhere around the world, there's like 10 meetings happening around the world. People are meeting and talking about Salesforce. Every 2 hours. Wow, we do have a mathematician. Amazing. And then there's like, there's everything else, but I'll just kind of bucket into community-led events. So we have the Dreamin' events. We've talked about those a lot. There's over 40 around the world now these days. There's Salesforce Saturdays. People are taking their Saturdays and meeting to talk about Salesforce. These are those casual, meet up in a coffee shop, talk about Salesforce, do some badges. And then there's virtual events all over, on the social medias, on the streaming platforms. I can't even keep up anymore. But there's so many ways that you can connect with Trailblazers, and I get it. It's overwhelming. But you always just kind of start somewhere, start small, and kind of figure out what's right for you, kind of best on your comfort level. And of course, we have our community experts. So if you haven't heard of a Salesforce MVP, we have a few in the audience. Can you please stand up? Awesome. So Salesforce MVPs are amazing leaders in the community. These are exceptional leaders. They're experts on the product. They get recognized by their peers who nominate them because they've given back to the community in an awesome way. They've made impact. So they're doing the work, right? We anchor this on 3 pillars. It's expertise, leadership, and generosity. And by the way, if you know an awesome Trailblazer, we have nominations open right now. So please don't forget to submit your nominations. It's open until December 4th. But we have 250 MVPs around the world, which is incredible. It started small. It was 18 on the first class, and we're up to 250 these days. So if you're ever feeling a little intimidated, don't know where to start, maybe start with an MVP. Just ask for support. Okay, so here's a quote from Brian Owens, who is one of our good Golden Hoodie recipients. He says, "You can't go to the top without a strong community to support you." And there's really a lot of power in the connection. So I just want to touch on 2 more stats real quick, and then I'm going to tell a little story that really gives this example. But the key to success is really this community. It's at the forefront of the ecosystem. And 3 out of 5 people have found their new job through their community connections, which is incredible. And 81% say that they're more productive in their companies because they engage with the community. So it's kind of like a secret weapon, right? Like, you could be more powerful, you can get that next job. It's free, it's accessible, it's awesome. So I'm going to tell a little story, true story. So I've been to 3 Dreamin' events this year, one of which was a first inaugural event, which was really powerful. It's called Dreamin' in Color. Have you heard of Dreamin' in Color before? I can't clap. My hands are too full. So Dreamin' in Color was founded by Tiffany Spencer, kind of coming off of all the other Dreamin' events that came before it. But, small, ideas start small, but they grow. And look at this effect, right? We have this new event that Tiffany put on this year. Tiffany is the founder of Tech Forward. She's been moving mountains in the space of really getting underrepresented minorities into tech. But she wanted to create this event very intentionally focused on supporting Black Salesforce professionals. And it was awesome. I went as an ally, and it was so powerful. It's hard to describe, but it really was. So I went to that event, and I ended up connecting with Bamlak Hale. And he's there on the right. And that's when I met him that day. He heard about this event through his mentor. So you see there's Talia. They had done a virtual boot camp together. He was new to the country. He did not know about Salesforce. He came here from Ethiopia. He was working at a coffee shop, and he heard about Salesforce. That's when he signed up for Trailhead. He signed up for that virtual boot camp, and he met Talia, who was his mentor. She heard about this event, and she was like, "Who can I tell?" So she told him, "You should go to this event. It's like right in our neck of the woods. Let's go." So I connected him with that day, and he was just so enthusiastic, so excited, doing all the things. Trailhead, he was just so happy to be there. And then along comes another MVP, an awesome guy, right? Sharif Shalon. He's an MVP Hall of Famer. He came to Dreamin' in Color as a presenter, and he was there to present how to become a consultant. Connections happen at these events, as they do, and I hope you do connect with people. He met with several gentlemen here. They had a nice dinner. It was very organic. They just met. And there's Bam. I call him Bam for short, by the way. Bumlock's on that table right there. So this is where he met his new mentor. It was very organic. It happened at a Dreamin' event. And then, we went our separate ways after the event. And then we had another MVP. Her name is Rebe De La Paz. If you haven't met her, she's awesome. We were hosting community campfires. We did a call for speakers. She signed up, and being the multiplier that she is, she signed up to host a panel, and she invited new people in the ecosystem to talk, really to give them the opportunity to shine. And she asked Sharif, do you know anybody that could go and speak? And he said, I know Bam. I'm mentoring him. He's great. So he kind of got the nod and ended up going to Dreamforce. And he ended up speaking, telling his story. An update after this event. So it's all these connections, right? All these very simple connections happened at that event. The result of that, if you see there, Sharif did a tweet. He said, update on this legendary table from Dreamin' in Color. There were 5 businesses that day. Now there are 9. Everyone now has their own LLC. Congrats, team. Shout out to Tiffany Spencer for organizing an amazing event that led to this moment. So he's sponsoring these people. He's mentoring. And look at that. Now they all have their own LLCs. They're all consultants. And not only that, he hired 2 people. One of them was Bam. So he landed his job. I was doing the math. It was 5 months after he went to that event, he landed his first job. Incredible. So that's just one story. Imagine the endless stories, the ripples effect, if you will, that happens from a simple connection. So I'm going to leave you with this quote, and then we can go ahead and wrap up. It says, just as ripples spread out when a single pebble is dropped into the water, the actions of individuals can have far-reaching effects. So don't minimize the impact that you can have today. Be present, be kind, smile, be welcoming. You never know what that connection might bring. Thank you for your time.
So that's it for the morning keynote. So next, you can grab a coffee, find a room, watch a session, do that until noon. If you have any question, everybody with the staff t-shirt in blue are here to help you. Don't hesitate to ask. And enjoy your French Touch Dreaming. Thank you.